Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Hope you're all doing well. And this video is a question and answer video. I initially thought I lost all the questions when I privated the video, but I had to fiddle around with it and I got the questions back. So we have questions. And since I didn't have a lot of people were asking multiple questions, which I allowed because I figured I won't get a lot of people and I wanted more than like 3 questions. So some people are getting lots of questions. One person did a ton of questions, so I think some of these will just be like a lightning round. But let's just get started. So the first question, and I'm answering these randomly. The first question is from Hooded Olive, and they actually asked 2 questions. The first one was, what is your favorite album or soundtrack? And the other one was, how do you feel knowing a game called Little Robot Game exists? Now, I looked it up, and I could not find it, so I assume that is the name of their game, because I'm on a Discord server with them, and I think their little character is a robot. So, I think it's pretty cool, and I hope that your game does well. Also, follow Hooded Olive. They do a lot of devloggy stuff, if you're into that type of thing. My favorite album or soundtrack? My favorite soundtrack is definitely Stardew Valley. Close second would probably be Gris. Yeah, because Gris is magical sounding music. So those 2 would be my favorite soundtracks for like video games and things like that. Of course, Star Wars, like the original 6 movies. Star Wars, amazing, wonderful, glorious. But when it comes to like, what about like a musical artist that's not necessarily a soundtrack for like a movie or a game or whatever? Well, the artist is obviously Owl City. Anyone who knows me will know that is the answer of the artist, Owl City. Or Adam Young, because, you know, he does all the music. And my favorite album, I think, is actually the newest one, Coco Moon. But it's a close second, or a close like tie with the one before, which is Cinematic. I really loved All Things Bright and Beautiful from like 10 plus years ago, because frick we're old now, and Ocean Eyes from 15 years ago, because frick we're old now. But I feel like Coco Moon has a lot of good ones on there. I love Coco Moon, and I might be a little biased because my first concert was last year and he was doing the Coco Moon tour. So yeah, I really, really love Owl City, Coco Moon, and Cinematic close second. Thank you for the questions, Hooded Olive. I hope you have a good rest of your day. This next question, or these next 2 questions, come from Chissy8888, and she asks, what are your goals or next upcoming projects for this channel? And do you plan to learn more game design? Is there a game in particular you want to create one day? So the first question, what are your goals or next upcoming projects for the channel? I am currently working on a video because I recently did a game jam. So it'll be a game jam devlog. I'm working on an animatic on my live streams on this channel. So that's a project. I have a Pal World animatic I would like to make as well. And I also want to start working on a coloring book that I started many years ago and abandoned. And that'll be a live streaming project. And I will also be doing Inktober. I'm not sure how much of that I'll actually make a project that I'll put on the channel, but I would like to at least do my yearly prepping for Inktober video, which will include a handmade sketchbook this year. And I have a theme for it and all of that, so that's going to be lots of fun. And I am working on a game right now, since she's asking, do you plan on learning more game design? And we can just move right on into that. Yes. I would like making games to become a little hustle for me. I don't expect to become the next Concerned Ape or Snoozy Kazoo or any of whoever made Ooblets. I don't actually know. I don't plan on making the next Turnip Boy, Ooblets, or Stardew Valley, but I would like to have some small success. So yes, I am trying to do more game design, and I'm currently working on a game right now that I would like to make big enough to sell. Not very expensive. As of right now, I would say maybe $5. But I would really like to get this game out there. But I am not posting anything about it until I'm sure that I am going to make it. I still feel like I'm sure to make it right now. But I set a goal to make at least 10 devlogs. Don't publish them, just make them. And if I am still enjoying the project, then I will start promoting that I am working on it. So I'm letting you know I'm making something, but I'm not telling you what it is, and you may never know if I don't like it. But if I do like it, you will see devlogs about it eventually. I'm making a stockpile now for a few reasons. One, I don't want to pressure myself to make something good quickly. And if there are devlogs out, then people, if they get any traction, are going to be expecting things. And if they expect things, I get stressed out. So I would like to be further ahead than the devlogs are showing, so that way people can't pressure me to do stuff. I've already done it. And also, if I have a stockpile, I don't have to rush to edit. If I have one devlog go out every other week, and I have 10, that's a couple months of videos, and I can always be ahead. Plus, if I do other videos, I can also make a devlog skip a week, and then it'll last even longer. So I am working on that project for YouTube, the devlog side, while working on the game side. And as for, is there a game I would like to make one day? Every game I am making, at some point, is leading up to my, what I'm going to playfully call my magnum opus. I want to make a game with Audrey. Now, if you're new to the channel, you don't know who Audrey is, so I'll try and remember to pop her up on the screen. This is Audrey. I created Audrey in 2019 while I was homeless for Inktober. And ever since then, she has been my child. My OC do not steal. I absolutely love her. She has a very sad story, if I'm honest. Her world is actually very dark and melancholy. I would say, if I would describe her world, combine Don't Starve Together, Gravity Falls, and Tim Burton, that would be her world, with maybe a pinch of Stardew Valley. You know, it's not all sad. I want to make a game with her, and everything I'm doing will lead up to that moment. It will have potion making, it will have dialogue, it will have gardening, it'll have foraging, it'll have a story. It'll have characters that I hope everyone loves as much as I do. It will have fun characters and it'll have fun creatures. Again, think Don't Starve, and in this case with creatures, also think Avatar The Last Airbender. I will be doing my own creatures. One of which will be a bunny fly. Because of course. So there are many things I want to do with that universe. But right now the project I'm working on now, it's a pretty decent size if I get it to work. And it will teach me a lot of things I need to know to make the Audrey game. And that's the game I really want to make. And I know that you do not jump into your dream game as the first game. You make other things first. Because if you jump into your dream game and you find out you suck because you have no skills, you will give up on the dream game, and that might end up being your best work. So you always make small games first. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, thank you for the questions, Chissy. I hope you have a good rest of your day. The next questions come from Xeed Flareon 9748. I call them Zero because I know them as another name. So I'm going to call them Zero for simplicity's sake. So Zero asks, what will a new rig do for you content-wise as well as fun-wise? Will there be some projects that were put on hold that the new rig will set forth a venture in? And who would you like to collab with art-wise and game developing-wise? Alright, that is 3 questions, and let's just start from the first and work our way down. So when he says a new rig, I'm pretty sure he's referring to my stream donation goal of getting a new laptop. Because I have a computer, and it works. It is getting slower, but I've always wanted to have a laptop again because it's just more mobile, and I just prefer to be able to move around. So I believe that's what he means, and for one, I will be mobile, which means I can do game development and I can do other things within other rooms. And since my boyfriend plays in the living room a lot on his laptop and also on his Switch, it would just be easier for me to spend time with him. Also, fun-wise, I have video games, lots of them, so many of them on Steam, but I tend to not play games during the day unless I am live streaming them. And I prefer to play at night, but because my boyfriend's in the living room, I don't want to sit by myself. I want to spend time with him. I haven't seen him all day. He's been at work. So that would help me to be able to spend more time with my boyfriend and do something that I want to do at the same time. And also, when I'm doing game development, I can do stuff in the living room much easier, which I would be very excited about because I've recently done a game jam and I missed him the entire time. So it would be nice to do stuff and spend time with him. So that's what it would do for me there. It would help me be mobile and just, you know, be able to do stuff anywhere, which I really want. Plus, if I visit someone, what if I want to bring my laptop and do stuff while we hang out? You know, it helps me be able to be productive and social, because I'm very antisocial. And projects that were put on hold, I don't know if many projects have been put on hold, but definitely enjoying my life has been put on hold because I just have a hard time playing a game when my boyfriend is home unless it's on the Switch. And a lot of the games on the Switch are games that require using like a camera within the game, you know, like the control, you need to like move the camera around to see like you would do with a mouse. I'm not good at it, so I don't have a whole lot to choose from when it comes to games on the Switch. And I don't have a lot of money to rebuy every game I have that I would play on the Switch. So it's more me being able to enjoy myself than a project with that has been put on hold. But yeah, when it comes to collaboration art-wise and game development-wise, well, if you mean like YouTube collabs, they happen still in the art space, but not nearly as much as they used to, at least not from what I've seen. A lot of people have kind of ventured off and done their own thing. I would love it if Katie Vaughn was able to do YouTube again and do another one with her. Or Scribblefix if she would want to do another one at some time. I would also love it if Mira Byler opened up collabs again, because she was such a pleasure to do a collab with when I did so many years ago. But I know she's busy with a family and her own business, so it probably will never happen. But I would love to do another collab with Mira one day, if it ever came to that. It would be nice. I would also like to do a collab with some more different friends to do voiceovers that are just chaotic with stippling videos, because that series has always been fun. You know, the 2 videos with the 2 guys and then the one with the girl. I would like to get more people involved in that series because that series is fun. When it comes to game development, this is a pie in the sky dream that will probably never happen, but one can dream. Let me have this. I would love to eventually make enough games or have a game that was good enough that I got enough recognition that I could do a different game where Adam Young wrote the soundtrack. I know that's a huge dream that will probably never happen, but I would love to have Adam Young make a soundtrack for one of my games. My games are wholesome, they're family friendly, it wouldn't hurt his branding at all. I would love to do a collab with Adam Young as he could do the music. And apparently on Steam, you can have it where the musician gets all of the money. So it wouldn't even have to be like, well, I pay him one time and he gets nothing after that. You could literally just get all the money for the soundtrack. That's fine. Probably never will happen, but I would love it. I can dream. But yeah, as far as like anything else, I kind of like being left alone when it comes to game development. I don't know that I would work well in a team because I'm very hyper-focused on what I like. So I don't know how well I'd work on it well with a team, but I could work with a musician because I'm not good at music. I could just describe this is what I want and then they can just do it because they're smarter than me. But yeah, that is my answer to those questions. Thank you for the question 0, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. So this last section is from Lydia Harvey, and she did so many questions. And I don't actually think she expects me to answer all of these, so I highlighted my favorites, and if I feel like it, maybe I'll answer a couple of the other ones. So I'm just going to read off the question and then answer it and then go, because there's so many here. So the first one, what was the catalyst that got you into drawing? And then she says, I think you might have answered this question before, but in case you haven't. I don't actually remember if I have or not. My memory's trash. So the short answer to that is my brother really liked to draw, and I also always just liked being creative. And those two things combined meant I wanted to learn how to be artistic. And I've always been a creative child. I loved clay. I loved arts and crafts. I loved drawing. I didn't really paint, but I liked all of the colorful, fun things. But I would say my catalyst was just I was drawn to it, and also my brother did it. And, you know, when you're a kid, you want to do whatever your siblings do. And he's like 14, 15 years older than me, so I just wanted to know what Big Brother was doing. So that's the answer to that one. Would you enter another game jam? And if so, will you make a game similar to the first one or try something completely different? Funny you should ask! I've already joined a game jam. And this one I actually joined last minute, so I only had like a day to work on it. But I actually did join it and I finished it. It is a game that is very different from the other ones. So since you asked, would it be the same type of thing or not? No. It is completely different. That's kind of the point of game jams, though. You're supposed to just, like, here's a theme and just figure it out and do something different every time. It's supposed to be like kind of like a crash course to learn. And some you get prizes, and some it's just, yay, you got number 1, good job, you get bragging rights. But I have actually already joined another one. It's still in the, like, voting and stuff process, but I've already done that. And it was completely different from the other one. The other one was very much focused on mental health, and I think I spread myself way too thin with that one. This one, I had one little idea, and I just ran with it. And it's also very cheerful compared to the other one. The other one was kind of sad, and this one is actually very cheerful and happy. It's just a bunch of flowers everywhere and a little fairy. It's actually completely different. So, yeah, that's the answer to that one. If you had $1 million, what would you do with it? And I know that's the big question. Well, the number one thing I would do is pay off my boyfriend's student debt, because that's a pain. And the credit cards we have. You know, practical things, get rid of the debt, and then, if possible, probably buy a house. And then whatever's left, give to my boyfriend to put into, like, investing for it to grow. That's what I would do. Do the practical stuff, and then, you know, grow the rest. Depending on how much the house is and how much is left, I would probably give some to people that I know are struggling financially. Like I have one friend who's struggling financially, and I would love to help them out. I would just give them, you know, a bit of money, just like takes the edge off. You know, I would like help people with it if I had enough after I bought the house. 'Cause it was like, if I had a couple $100,000 after buying a house, I don't need all of that to invest. I can help some friends and people I care about. But yeah, that's what I would do with it. If you reach 1,000 subscribers on your gaming channel, will you play an actual horror game? Half-Life and similar games do not count, and this isn't a dare. Well, it's good it's not a dare, because I don't do dares. You know, what kind of horror game? Because, I mean, I can do psychological horror. I'll be disturbed for quite a long time, and I'll have nightmares, and I will be sad for a couple of days, but I can handle it all right. Jump scares and being chased? Absolutely not. And I hate sneaking. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to say no, because I'm sure there's something that I would be able to handle out there, but I'm not going to 100% say yes either, because frick that. You're getting a Switzerland answer. I'm on the fence on that one, you know? What is your all-time favorite movie, and why is it your favorite? I'll give you a top 5, because they're all kind of tied. I would say the last one I say will probably be less than tied. So, Atlantis, The Lost Empire from Disney. Treasure Planet from Disney. Phantom Menace, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, and Princess Bride. Those are all my most favorite movies. It's kind of hard to say which one is my absolute favorite, but those are my favorites. And the last one that I'm going to answer is, I've been noticing you're focusing more on games lately. Once you start making more games, do you think you will stop art for good outside of making art for games? I don't intend on it. I want to get mentally well enough to make this like my day job, and then I just do painting and drawing and crocheting and stuff that I just want to do just to do it as like a unwinding recreational thing. So I don't intend on it. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but I don't intend on it. And that is it for all of the questions. I will answer a few of the other ones that she had that are like kind of like a lightning round. So, which medium do you struggle with the most? I would say acrylic painting and oil pastels. I'm better at acrylic painting, but I think it's also the paints that I use. They're craft paint. Might be why I struggle a little bit with it. Oil pastels, I'm not good making them look good at all. Have you ever had a celebrity / movie crush? I had quite a few. The one that stands out to me is Mark Hamill, but only in A New Hope. And the other two, I didn't have it. Only in that specific movie. And it's because of the shape of his nose, which is weird. And then I found out as an adult he was in a car accident, so now I feel silly and kind of mean. But we'll just stick with Mark Hamill. And also Hayden Christensen, because like it's Hayden Christensen, like duh. Let's see. And let's see, anything else I want to answer here? I'll answer this one real quick. Will you ever play a game you absolutely hate for one solid hour for some kind of channel goal? And what game would that be? And then there's another one that is like, would you do an art piece in a medium you hate for a channel goal? So if I knew for a fact I would have a substantial amount of people once I hit 1,000 subscribers on my gaming YouTube channel, which for those of you who don't know, I have a playthrough gaming channel. I don't upload to it as much as I used to, but I have tons of stuff I can still upload. I just haven't done. If I was to do that, I need to have at least 20 or 30 people there, because the game I pick out I despise, and I want as many people to witness this suffering as possible. And yeah, that is The Force Unleashed. I hate that game. I despise it. I'm going to be fair and say it's probably the port, because it's awful. It's terrible. But that would be the game. I can't stand the controls. The gameplay was not fun. The saving system was not fun. The upgrading system was I did not like it. And the QuickTime events, there's way too many, and it doesn't tell you the button when you update the button. It's a permanent picture of the button that they said you should use. So, no, I hate that game. That port is abysmal. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. And also, if I was to do an art piece, using a medium I absolutely hate, yeah, I would do that if I had, again, a substantial number of people, because I'm not going to torture myself for no reason. But yes. And is there anything else? Because a couple here still. Okay, one more. Name 2 of your favorite characters and pit them against each other. Who do you think would win? I'm going to do a cheat. It's going to be Anakin Skywalker versus Darth Vader. And here's why. Technically, they're the same character, but they're also 2 different characters. If you look them up, like, you get 2 different complete characters. So it counts. Anakin only turned evil because he made a dumb, quick decision in the moment because he was in an emotionally vulnerable state. Vader is just pissed off all the time and not rational. Anakin in the Clone Wars was able to tame the literal embodiment of the light side and the dark side because he was more rational. You get a rational Anakin versus an irrational Vader, he wins every time. Hands down. And that's kind of proven because when you watch the movies, he becomes the good guy at the end and wins. So, yeah, Anakin wins. Okay, that is all the questions from Liddy Harvey. Thank you for asking, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, these are the final 2 questions I'm going to answer, and they're from Instagram. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of questions on Instagram, so we're only going to answer questions from one person, and it is Zakira Art. Please subscribe to her. She's one of my favorite YouTubers right now. She's so sweet and genuine. She doesn't pump out content just to make it. It's very genuine and heartfelt, and she has a small business, and if you've seen my sketchbook setup video this year, one of her stickers is on the cover of my sketchbook. Love her art. She's very sweet. Give her a follow and subscription and all that fun stuff, and check out her shop, all that great stuff. She's great. And she didn't ask for a shout out. I just really love her content and think she's a sweet person. So she asked a serious question and a silly one. So we're going to start with the serious one. What art medium do you hope to try someday? Oils. I know there's types of oils where you don't have to use the really harsh chemicals to use, and I just really love oils, like the look of oils and how they blend. I feel like I would love oils. I do have cats, but I would just have to keep it in a room where I can close the door and they can't get in, so it can dry, and like keep it in a closet or something so they don't rub against it. Like, I'd have to do precautions, but I would really love to try oils. I can't do it where I live now, but maybe one day I could try oils. And her silly question is, favorite type of cheese? And she's a little cheese emoji. I really love provolone. And I really like Gouda. Gouda's delicious. Gouda's a Gouda one. So that's all the questions for today. Thank you everyone for asking. Thank you, Sakura. I hope you have a good rest of your day. That is all the questions. This video is actually going to be way longer than I thought it would be. I didn't realize I would have this much time. So I hope this is a nice little podcast style thing you listen to. And yeah, I will see you all later. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And if you like video games and devlogs and all that other stuff, I'm here. Alright, I'll see you all later. Bye!